We're not playing for them. We're doing our thing. I have a mission here. I believe in a path that I'm on. And I'm going beyond this hype, or I'm going beyond this game. I'm playing for I'm prepared mentally and spiritually for an entire season of hell.
And I understand as a guy that was looking for conversations, it's fortunate that I fell upon School of Life and Jordan Peterson conversations with you, as opposed to that community, because both of them would have given me the same sort of influence, the same kind of satisfaction, but long-term would have given me incredibly different outcomes.
Every day you have to do this because why? When you stop doing it, you don't just maintain it. If you stop shooting a gun, you're not gonna be a great shot if you pick a gun up a year from now. The only way to keep from getting rusty is to constantly oil that machine. The machine is this. You gotta keep challenging it every day.
And so I remember I was like, I'll go with you, dude. And it's a tiny act where that sacrifice gains respect from the whole group because that micro benefits everybody else for not having to go through it. And so when you are in a new organization, this is the operation for respect. You sacrifice yourself in a way that benefits the whole, in a way that is visible.
There is a spectrum of human beings.
And you're on this extreme edge of exactly what you want when you have an army. If you put together a military force, you want a guy like you that has that attitude. You don't want a guy who's going to the worst place in the world and saying, why me?
And I tell people, whatever decision you make, have realistic expectations. You're probably not going to have some cinematic moment of forgiveness. You may very well get a moment of anger. You could potentially get a moment of indifference. You may have a moment of tremendous guilt and grief of how has it come to this? It's always going to be unpleasant.
Perception is like what would you say? It's a thought that's so set in concrete that you now see it rather than conceptualize it. A really profound thinker changes the way you perceive the world. That's way deeper than just how you think about it or how you feel about it.
So you gotta strategize on each problem you have in life. Slowly break down that problem. Don't think about all the problems you have, just one at a time. And before you know it, you fix all these problems, but you cannot focus on all of them. Just on the one thing at a time.
It's interesting to think about sacrificing mediocrity.
Right, but I think that is the appropriate term. People fear being less than extraordinary, and in so doing, sacrifice being extraordinary.
Delay is the way of engaging the frontal lobes. Instead of reacting direct from your amygdala, which is terror, right? And defensiveness comes out. So when you engage the brain, the thinking brain, then you can be a little less defensive.
To find luck, the best luck, if you have the balls to make failure your friend, those lessons in failure is what separates Elon Musk from the rest of us. Fail, learn, fail, learn, fail, learn, fail, trillionaire.
So many comments, and it's true. He's never going to have the same parents Trick has. We are fundamentally changed by this, but I will be even better. And I think I almost took that as motivation of, I will give him the best life I possibly can. I will be the best mom I possibly can to him.
I am built to become, and I am built to progress down the pipe. And I'm a fucking warrior at it. And if a warrior doesn't have a war, they don't have a purpose. And if you don't have a purpose, you're gonna lose and you're gonna be miserable your entire life.
I think when you look at people that are super outlier performers, you should probably, your first emotion should not be envy, it should be pity. You should think, what's it like inside of that person to drive them to do what they did to themselves, to put them in that position?
Now here's the question, leaders, so that this doesn't become a therapy session, but a helpful session. What are you doing that is limiting the people around you because you have put an expectation on yourself that you need to be the best person in the room? Right. That's the question.
But when you do lose somebody and you're by yourself, you're in the car, you're driving back, you get the news, you've already gone to the funeral, you've already done all that stuff, and you're like, what could I have done? That's a weight you don't want to carry.
But forgiving is not forgetting. We don't want to forget what this person's capable of doing. We can forgive it, But if we also forget it, then we're being pathologically kind of going right back into the storm, expecting that we're going to have the sun come out.
And when you think about just the sheer effort of making this, and if one person f***s this up, this whole project's ruined because you're not building it. You're carving it out of the mountain. You can't recarve. And they did it perfectly.
Whose job is it to make sure your kids, your wife, your family is positioned the right way? Whose job and duty is that?
Mine.
Yours.
Yeah.
Whose job is it to make sure if you're an entertainer or comedian to stay funny? Whose job is it? AI's job or your job?
Your job.
Your job.
You need to develop a little bit of you, okay? And what I mean by that is, oh, that's a test. That's a test. This isn't gonna fucking break me. This fucking beer doesn't have any power over me. This fucking pizza doesn't have any power over me. Fuck that shit. I'm stronger than that. That's what I mean by fuck you.
So there's an intensity there, but having so much pressure and so much at stake, when it goes away, it's definitely leaves a hollow, empty space inside.
And you can smile at them in the same way that if you look back at your 5-year-old child in the sandbox and how their world fell apart when someone stole their toy, and you realize, oh, I completely fell apart, and that was so important to me, and it was trivial. It was absolutely trivial.
Parents do not need to be perfect. Please don't try to be perfect. But to have the courage and the humbleness, I guess, to, I messed up and I'm a person and I'm so sorry. That is so healing to a child.
You don't get instant gratification from being like, I think you're wrong, and I know the business better than you do, and really I need to go do this other thing, but that's going to take me 6 months to prove you wrong. It takes a lot of conviction and a lot of discipline to be able to do that.
Listen, Elon Musk, I think he famously quoted, he said, you get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of the size of the problems you solve. Has anybody solved bigger problems than Elon Musk?
But that's when the other lessons come in of everything is going to coexist with the grief. You could feel joy and feel so much sadness at the exact same time. You can feel support while also feeling guilty.
You do not need to chase down the things that your local area is telling you that you need to. And this is what I think you create online. You know, the people that you consume, the people that you read, the people that you listen to, they become your new community.
Yes.
They become the new good influence that you always wanted.
Okay, here's how you know. Are you willing to have that life that they have? That's it. Are you willing to have what everybody else has? Does that appeal to you? Is that what you want? If that's not what you want and you want more, you're never going to be happy with that.
And so identity change, becoming a new person, is ultimately an emotional process, which fucking sucks because emotions are hard. Right? They're hard to identify, they're hard to understand, they're hard to deal with. It's hard. They're hard to change, and it's hard to do something contrary to your emotions.
My type of play or aim of play or way of playing hasn't changed since I came to the Premier League. It's not that this season probably Roy Keane saw someone like Bruno creating more because he wanted the assist record. No, he's seeing the same Bruno that is about risky reward, is about creating chances for his teammates, is about getting the best out of the other ones. Because
let's say there's 10 people in this room and we're all mediocre, but I'm the best of the mediocre people. I now think I'm great. I'm great. We surround ourselves around people that make us feel great. They tell us what we want to hear.
So just take a step back, think a bit more intuitively about like what's going on in a very sort of non-rational, abstracted kind of way. Don't try to think about this individual case and go, okay, let's trace the logic. Just like step back and like feel for a minute, you know, like reintegrate feeling into your life. That's probably a helpful starting point.
Yeah. But I think once you have a very clear path to getting what you want, it's like, okay, how do I remove everything that prevents me from getting it? Not in a self-aggrandizing way. I am flawed too, but I'm just saying, it helps.
It is true that more dreams are destroyed by distraction than incompetence.
It's just, thoughts are very all-consuming when they're loud, and they're very believable. And that's why the practice of awareness is everything, because we're going to believe the fearful thoughts way more than the loving thoughts in our mind.
I think it's important to realize that the dopamine that you feel when you look into someone's eyes, like the endorphins, the touch, like holding hands, like these are important feelings, and they're important things for humans. And so we should try to take time to have relationships in real life and do things with people and put our phones away, and enjoy the time with them.
It's not about lives, but it's about livelihoods. Right. And you've got people that are relying on you to succeed and win. And again, sure, you get killed in combat. That's obviously the worst thing that can happen. But if you lose your job, or your people lose their jobs. I mean, people kill themselves all the time when they make bad business decisions. It's that much pressure.
It's too lazy to just say, oh, they transferred their addiction. I think that fundamentally, addicts are seekers, and they're seeking answers to very uncomfortable and difficult questions, and they end up doing it in very unhealthy ways and bottom out, but they're still seekers.
And I'm saying to you, when you commit yourself, that means when you are locked in, when you decide that I'm going to make this happen no matter what, the failures, the rejections, the setbacks, no matter what, I'm going to keep going. Things are going to work out for you. Angels will show up and help you out. People will step in for you that you don't even know.
That is who the fuck I am, okay? I am built to fight that battle. I am built to build, I am built to create, I am built to become, and I am built to progress down the pipe. And I'm a fucking warrior at it. And if a warrior doesn't have a war, they don't have a purpose. And if you don't have a purpose, you're gonna lose and you're gonna be miserable your entire life.
We will lament, cry, scream, whatever we have to do for 24 hours on something that was a mess up, that was a challenge, that was a failure, if you will. But we spend no more time than 24 hours on celebrating either. We can have the best of the best, win our Super Bowl, whatever that is, have a Grammy moment. 24 hours later, we're back in the focus of what's next.
For me and for so many scientists that I know, trying to measure something and having it not work just kind of ticks me off. And I am not going to let the universe in my lab or whatever beat me. And, some people, they, if the thing breaks, it's like, oh man, that didn't work. And a lot of people, well, I'm going to go home. I'm fed up. Nah, it would just kind of make me mad. And I'd put more effort into it. And
this guy is in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Other than Trump, probably one of the most hated men in America, if not in the world. And all he's doing is changing the world. From the baby mama drama, the Trump Epstein tweet, 6 months later, he's on a plane with Trump to China. The way that he's tuned out all the noise and built some of the world's greatest companies.
Meanwhile, we're being sold this book of lies that all of the happiness and the fulfillment and the lasting satisfaction that we're seeking is on the other side of the next purchase, the next comfort that is just outside of our reach, the next luxury good, the next premium experience, all of which, of course, promises to fill that hole in our spirit.
And I slowly realized that the ones who were the most virtuous, the ones who were the best at the things that actually mattered, they were Christians. And their faith motivated not an obsession with getting ahead, but an obsession with treating people well, or an obsession with developing the strength of character that mattered so that you could withstand, very tough circumstances.
And there's these people that have waited their whole lives, worked their whole lives for this time, this moment in their life, where finally they're going to enjoy their life. And they arrive there physically incapable of doing so. And essentially the stress in their life, all the work, all the years mounted, they finally get on that proverbial beach of life and they can't even enjoy it physically. They can barely walk. They can't ride a Sea-Doo. They can't get in the water and swim. And I thought, my gosh, is that what we're doing in the world today?
But I'm going to die someday. And if that's the case, am I really just living to have 7 figures in my bank account, or a house in Dubai, or 15 Lamborghinis, or 1 million social media followers. Is that really like the best thing I can possibly do with my life? I hope not, because that's incredibly shallow and it doesn't really do anything to contribute to my character or what I contribute to the world or changing culture for other people or helping other people. My soul is pretty much the only thing that I get to hold on to after all of this. And if that's the case, what am I really living for?
Maybe the challenge is, how will I wake up when I was born rich? Another one is, how will I wake up when I was born dirt poor? How will I wake up when I was born a beautiful athlete? How will I wake up when I was born crippled? So with all these different challenges, how do I wake up? And so for each of us, it's going to be a unique answer.
Goodness, I think being a humanitarian in loving other human beings, I think that lifting others up, being positive, how do we make the world better? And how do we leave the world a better place than we found it? I think would be really a life well lived.
I'm not around people who act old and walking like they have one foot on a banana peeling and the other one in the graveyard. I don't want to be around people like that. No. Absolutely no. And so you want to be around people who have energy, people have goals, people have ambition, and people have drive, and people who are working to live their lives from a place of dominion.
Most people treat value adding to people as a responsibility rather than an expectation. I don't add value to you to get a good feeling. I add value to you because I want to see results. There is a leadership perspective to adding value, that not a feel-good perspective, not a people-pleasing perspective. I don't add value to you for it to be popular. I add value to you for it to be effective.
I'm not saying that I'd die for the experience to perform.
But that's the ultimate sacrifice. That's the ultimate expression of how much you love something. You die for it or die for them. Yeah.
So much, and if you figure out what you're going to do, what you'll die for, that's what you'll live for that much more.
Right.
While you're alive, while you're here.
So then you think, okay, let me go buy the thing that they have because it's going to make me feel like them and give me their life. But that's not how it works. Then you just have that thing but you don't have anything else. And you're actually in debt, which causes you a lot of financial stress. And it just adds to a life that's keeping you really small.
Look, if you bring someone into therapy, let's say they're afraid of elevators, and you trick them into getting near an elevator, you'll make them worse. But if you negotiate with them so that they voluntarily move towards the elevator on their own recognizance, they'll overcome their fear and they become generally braver. But it has to be voluntary.
No. Discipline is fucking everything. It will decide whether or not you actually become what you want to become or not. It will dictate your physique. It will dictate your income. It will dictate your spouse. It will dictate your family. It will dictate every single thing in your life.
Well, I've had a lot of real jobs. So I know how lucky I am that I get to do this for a living. So when things can be a little mentally challenging in my pretend job, it's easy to go to that and just kind of find gratitude, and for me gratitude helps my discipline.
And it might seem like an obvious one, but I think there's lots of moments in my life and maybe in yours where you knew what the right thing to do was, but there were just too many pressures and other things pulling on your time and your attention, responsibilities, etc., that made you decline to show up for those opportunities. And I just know that I want to look back on my life and know that for seminal moments like that, important things, that I showed up to honor them.
Nobody makes this decision lightly. Those punishment people do. They're like, forget it, you won't do what I want, no contact, right? But for the people who are doing it for reasons of safety, protection, healing, so that they no longer have to abandon themselves, they will work this through for years and years and years, feeling guilty, feeling disloyal, feeling like bad people, wondering what's wrong with them.
It's something like
I'm going to assume that you're playing a straight game, but I'm going to watch. And if you throw the odd crooked maneuver in, then I'll note it. And after you do it 3 times, I'll think, okay, I see. I thought we were playing one game, but we're actually playing another one. And if I'm smart enough to pick that up, that usually works out quite successfully for me.